Wednesday. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about Wednesday, guys? And yes, this is 100% an authentic laptop. It is a Dell Latitude with a double sticker on it. The sticker says Windows 2000, Windows ME. I put Windows 98 SC on it instead. Is my Windows 98 connected to the internet? No. The Wi-Fi just doesn't work in this, and I do have a PCMIA or whatever the hell it's called Wi-Fi card, but I'm not gonna put that in. Yeah, we get it. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my God, get me out. Get me out. I want out, chat. It won't end. It says to click. I'm clicking. There we go. Jesus. It's actually kind of snappy. Look at this. Hang on. We'll do a thing so you guys can see me. Hopefully it's all right. There we are. And there I am. The laptop is right here. Yeah. God. It's right here, chat, and I'm pushing through to the capture card right now, so I can't see anything on the laptop screen. I can only see it on the capture card. Oh, I don't care about viruses, dude. I'm not taking it on the internet. Trust me, this is not my first rodeo. I've been using computers since, I don't know, 1994? But I appreciate it, though. No, one thing weird I had to do is I had to lower the resolution to 1024 by 768, but this card that's in here, Mobility M4, can be pushed to like 14 some shit, like really high. I was kind of surprised. But yeah, it feels actually really pretty responsive coming through the capture card. I'm using a VGA to HDMI converter, and then capturing that in a USB 3.0 generic whatever off of Amazon. The idea would be that eventually I should get a separate monitor hooked up, and then get this Windows 98 laptop set up like a desktop, and then just pass through everything to the monitor. We'll see what happens here, though. Trying to fire up. Oh, I can hear it through the... Hang on. You guys probably can't hear that. Hang on. Oh, it's too quiet. Can you guys hear that a little bit? I don't have audio hooked up right. Oh, now it's scratchy. Age of Empires. Don't worry, we'll get to the dev stuff at some point. I'm just kind of dinking around. Hey, what's going on, Stygian? Thank you for the raid, dude. I'm just, before we get started in game dev stuff, we're just dinking around on this Windows 98 computer that I'm passing through to a capture card right now. Hopefully you had a good stream, man. PTSD? What, from this? Oh, we can't do rando? Scenario. No. Campaign. Oh, I've already played this? What? Oh, no, it takes your computer name. Sure. By the way, this laptop weighs 1 million pounds. My Alienware that I use as a desktop replacement that's sitting over there, that all this is hooked into, weighs less than this thing. That's insane. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't... I don't know how well I'm going to do here, chat. No, don't make that. I want you to make that. There we go. So we have Bowman. I don't remember this, by the way. Let's just set everybody up down here. Actually, over here. There we go. You can start farming. Yeah, there you go, farm. I really miss not having hotkeys. That's a workshop. That's a government center. There we go. That's what we want. It's been a while since you've seen this game. Dude, and I'm playing it on authentic hardware, which is insane. Don't worry, I won't be playing it for too long, but I just wanted to dink around with it. I found a VGA to HDMI converter at work, and I'm like, I wonder if this will work. And what do you know? I just had to set the right resolution between the capture card and the computer. I think it's Radeon, right? ATI Mobility M4. I think that's an ATI card that's in this thing. I don't remember the other specs that is in this computer, but that's pretty cool, though. Let's quit the game. Yes, we suck. We fail. Goodbye. Oh, God, once it gets to the music, it's like blowing out the speakers. I bet this thing can play like old school Diablo 2 just fine. Like have the true authentic Diablo experience. That's pretty sick. Can we run DirectX Diag maybe? Oh, I've already ran it before. Okay, let's see what we got. I can't even see that shit. I'm literally looking through OBS to see this, by the way. There may be a problem accessing direct draw. Would you like to bypass? Sure. So I'm on a Pentium 3, 700 megahertz, 256 megs of RAM. We're running Windows 98 SE. Display. Yeah. So we're running a Mobility M4. However good that is. It's probably garbage. There you guys go. There is my system specs. DirectX 7. Couldn't you go to DirectX 9 with Windows 98? Or was that just Windows XP? I did upgrade the hard drive in here though. This had like like 8 or 10 gigabyte hard drive. I got a hard drive months ago. So it now has, and it's still IDE by the way, it has an 80 gigabyte, well, 75 gigabyte spinner drive in it. And it's pretty snappy, all things considered. But I need to load this up with like classic XCOM and DOS games. I mostly got this for not one-offs, but got this over a year ago to do things like shareware Saturdays and things like that. So I am going to uncast, which is that. So the capture card should no longer be capturing. But hopefully you guys like that. We'll turn the music back on. That's a little louder than I thought it would be. Okay, there we go. And then, just to prove it to you guys... Oh man, there's a lot of artifacting going on the main screen. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Yeah. I don't know how long this computer will actually last either, but... So I'm going to unplug the doohickey back here, the capture thing. Or the converter, I should say, so I don't break anything. Okay. Ba-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. And then just to prove it to you guys, this is literally what I was on. There you go in all of its glory. Look at that screen. It's got like 2 melt marks. You see that? Those are giant melt marks. I don't know what that's from. It was like that when I got the laptop. There is a PCMIA or whatever they call that expansion card in there that has Ethernet. I think it's 10100. And then the other side has a disk drive component video out, I guess. That's video. And then the back has PS2 port for mouse, VGA, which I just used, some kind of serial port, printer port, another serial port, and 2 USB ports. What are we playing today? Today's game dev day. I was just showing this off, that I finally have a way to capture this. And yes, the battery also works. Boom, it's unplugged. Pleasantly surprised. I had to dig up my own charging cable out of the basement that I held for 20 years. This is not originally mine. I got it like a year and a half ago on eBay, so. Let me go ahead and shut her down properly. Windows 98 is shutting down. We will do this, though. Not that. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. And then we get rid of that. Okay. I am just going to set this down here. There we go. What's going on, Astro Boy? Oh, shit. I don't have it turned towards the camera. There it is. You saw Boy at the end. I'm sorry. And you guys get to see more of the camera today, too. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, I was thinking about that today on the drive home. Also, it is extremely warm outside. They say a cold spell is coming back, and thank God for that. I'm a fat ass. I don't like warm weather. Granted, there's a lot of things you can go outside and do. Don't get me wrong. I like doing all the outdoor stuff, working on my car, mowing grass, doing outdoor projects. I like all that stuff. But the warm weather kills me. If we could just have it like a balmy 60 degrees and freedom units all year long, I'd be in paradise. Some people want 70, 75. I'm perfectly fine with 60. So, also, I ate a lot of pizza today. There's a local pizza chain, not chain, there's a local pizza restaurant that does a pizza buffet, all you can eat. Literally, they don't throw you out. You can just keep eating. And they're closing down in a few days permanently. So we went there for lunch for work today. I ate a lot of pizza. I think I ate almost an entire... It's pizzeria style. So I think those were 16-inch pizzas, and I ate over half of one. And now you know why I'm a fat ass. You miss CC's? I don't think we ever had a CC's around here, unfortunately. I'm just thinking about what we need to get done today. Thinking. Let's see. So everything is just about ready to rock and roll. Oh, I ordered a new soldering kit. They're only like $8. I don't know where mine's at. So I figured it's not a big deal to just get a new one. So we're waiting on that to come in. What's going on, Rogan? Rogan's hanging out in YouTube chat. He said, F you, dude. I'm not watching in Twitch. That's fine. So, I'm pretty sure my notes for things we need to work on has disappeared. Let me see here. Alright, so Notepad doesn't have it. Let's look at Notepad++, which I deleted. Okay, I don't think I have Notepad++ installed anymore. Probably for a good reason. What's going on, Jadlers? Yeah, looks like I don't have Notepad++ anymore. I think I deleted it because of the, whatever, the backdoor they found. So we don't have that anymore. And I think that might have had all of my notes on it. You don't see any murder? Fun fact, you just missed the Windows 98 segment with the real authentic Windows 98 laptop. Colvero says, hi. Hit. Maybe I have it in sticky notes? And yep, I don't have it. All right, cool. So I have no idea what the fuck we need to do today. It's great. It's a great start to the stream. Actually, I'll just pull out the Windows 98 laptop and we'll just play games on that. All right. Let me see here. What could we do? I know there are some bugs we can go through today. I'm just thinking which bugs do I want to tackle? I know I need to make a sound effect. Or several sound effects. Oh, right. We can work on cutscenes. Mercy. Intro? 2D. There it is. Every day you get the Lemmings music. Okay, so we have to pull this out. Nani. Oh, right. Get rid of that. Shit. Get rid of that? No. Monka. There we go. That's what I wanted to get rid of. Okay. Turn it on. So this... I was trying to use a particle engine as, like, the waves. Are you gonna emit? Are you gonna... Hello? It only went once. What the hell? Hang on. Oh, it's only on one shot? Why? Okay, let's see here. Okay. But I also think something was animated here. And I think it was the background itself. It is. Right, we don't need that. So I'm gonna delete all of these. And then we're just gonna copy, paste. Okay. I know what I'm doing here. Okay, so... How do we make this best look like waves, chat? Do we do 0.5? I'd like it to fire off sequential. No, that didn't do it. Basically, what we need this to do is fire a wave, and then once that wave hits, like, here, we need to fire off another wave. I'm not great at particle engines. I know I can make it look like spells and shit, which is really cool. But when we're getting into the nitty-gritty like this, meh. How rapidly particles emit. If it's greater than 0, there will be a gap before the next cycle begins. Oh, okay. Let's try this. No, that's like rolling foam. It needs to be in packs. 0.1? 0. No. Oh, I bet I know what I'm going to have to do, chat. Can you do it too? No. I bet I'll have to tell this to fire multiple times, is my guess. That's probably why I had it on a one-shot. If you guys know any more about, you know, particle systems, let me know. Because I'm not quite sure, but I'm thinking sub-emitters. I don't know. I think I just need to fire... Oh, I know what we could do. We could actually duplicate this, probably. And just have them offset from each other. Is that considered the down and dirty way of doing it? Where we just have two emitters here? Also, I think they need to go a little bit quicker. Process material. Spawn. Velocity. Set it a little bit quicker. Not that much quicker. That's too fast. Way too fast. Holy shit, though. Okay, 62 maybe. We have to wait for the pass to get finished. That's almost okay. 58. It's really touchy, isn't it? 47. Okay. Let's see here. Sub-emitter. I don't think we need a sub-emitter, do we? So what I'm thinking is I just duplicate this. And what is going to happen is we need to fire one when it's halfway done. Does that make sense? So sorry, I really like Lemmings. Oh shit, we got Star Wars, boys. Alright, so what I think we're gonna do here, on finished, queue free. Actually, I probably don't need to duplicate that. Never mind. So so I have it duplicating itself already. So it's already doing one-shots, and then when the one-shot finishes, it does the next one. Okay, so what we need to do then is set a timer. I'm trying to think of how we want to do that. How do we want to do this, chat? So basically in this code here, we can create a duplicate. We could do it on a wait timer. When does the on finish get called? Oh, finished. Okay, so it tells itself. Then we're gonna have to do I guess let's do this. We're gonna do a wait. Hang on, I already forgot how to do fucking timers, chat. I forgot how to do timers. Shit. This is what happens when you don't remember things. Online docs. Oh, wait. You guys can't see this. I'm in the, Wait. Oh, wait. Wait, hey, get timer? Timer. Shit. Hang on. Streamer doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Convenient. There we go. Await, get treed. There it is. Okay, we need that. So then let's go back to this. Alright, so we're gonna make a timer here. This is basically kind of like a coroutine. So what I want to do here then is we're gonna create a timer. The ocean waves last for 6 seconds, so let's try to do 3 seconds initially. This only gets called once, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another instance here. Easy. I believe. I believe it. I believe. Maybe not. What's going on, GSOG? I always say CS. I don't know why. So we're going to do every halfway point. And then this needs to go back under the sub-view. Or hang on. This goes here. This goes on the top. This all has to go under the sub-viewport like that. And I believe everything is ready to go. So let's see if I broke anything. Blam, 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 blam. Let's go to the title screen. Okay. I don't know if the window is going to capture automatically or not. Probably not. It did not. There we go. Oh, I gotta change that year still. Alright, so we're waiting to get to the end of this cutscene. I'm turning on fast forward. Wait, why is it not fast forwarding? Why is it going slow? That's a new development. Oh shit, it's actually like locking up. That's the first time I've had a Godot game do that. Let's try that again. Sorry about that. I don't know why I just did that. That's literally the first time that ever happened. Why is it slowing down? Okay, so don't do fast forward. Okay, there's a new bug to look at. I never had problems with it before. Okay, new bug. Fast forwarding doesn't work now all of a sudden. Okay. Well, this isn't slowing down at all, so it's something to do with my speed up code. Full screen, man. You guys probably hate it. Can't see anything. We're covering everything. I can just do this. Yeah, we can lock it in like that. There we go. That'll work. So we need to get to the overhead section and see how the waves look. I don't have to progress dialogue, and it's not going to auto-progress, so we can just see visually how it works. And in theory, I can mess with the script live, because Godot lets you do that, which is really cool. Why is it suddenly going slow? Why is it suddenly going slow? Okay. So I think we have a problem that I introduced. Great. Well then, chat. I think it's because it's creating too many. I think that's what I did. I think I'm creating too many. Hang on. Let's that sucks. So I can't just do that. Let's reload to see if I fix the bug. If the game operates like normal speed, then that was a bug I introduced. It's probably a memory leak. Yep, that's the problem. Because I have fast forward on now and fast forward works. Okay, so the question becomes, why can I not why can't we just add another one halfway through the timer? Hmm. Mm. You know what? I know what to do. We're going to move this. Hang on, I got an idea. We're going to move all of this code. Okay. Let's just move this literally at the ready. Oh, I don't have to do that either. I already did it. Okay. I'm not intoxicated, chat. I literally just cracked the can open. Don't worry about me, chat. I already thought 20 steps ahead, apparently. And I forgot that I did that. Alright, so we just need to get to the part where we get to the overhead section. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. By the way, how's everybody doing on Wednesday? I forgot to ask. Usually I ask you guys how you're doing every day. I forgot to ask. Hopefully everybody's having a pretty decent day. Like I said, I ate too much pizza and it's too damn hot. All right. This is what we want to see. There we go. Does this look presentable, chat? Oh, excuse me. Maybe I need to darken them as they dissipate? I mean, what's the call here? How do we visually like this? Is it okay? Are we cool with this? I think I can change this live and it won't hurt anything. I'm gonna move the game window. Let's go to the GPU thingy. We can do something like color curves. We could do. I want to do gradient. See if that actually changes it or not. It may not. So we want to go from lightest to darkest. I feel like. Probably. There we go. So we could try. No, that's backwards. No, yeah, lightest to darkest. Isn't that kind of how it is? Or we could go alpha to dark-ish. Hang on. And then click this one. Okay. You guys can't see the changes yet. That's fine. And then we close that. Save. I don't know if it's going to do it live. Probably not. So we'll have to reload here again. Shit. All right, let's see how this looks. Basically, I'm trying to make a particle system that looks like waves. Because I can't animate waves to save my fucking life. Fast forward mode. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens here. We're not really getting... Oh yeah, I can kind of see it now. Then it got it dark. Does that look odd? It probably looks odd, doesn't it? I kind of feel like maybe visually... Maybe I need to have like just a flat image of waves coming with these and then it also fades out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you guys feel about this visually representing waves. We can undo the changes to the colors. It does seem a little odd now. Let's see here. We can actually move this up so that it still happens, but like right at the end. Okay. Again, feel free to comment. Everybody, I'm completely open to criticism and comment and ideas. Basically, we're just trying to start to nail down these cutscenes, get them visually appealing. Where's the music? Oh, there it is. Okay. Find our typos, because I want to get a demo out for you guys of this like first chapter. Let's see here. B Porter. Actually, we can kind of do this. There we go. Looks down at his right arm. Well, we have a typo. Let me put that in Notepad. Typo on old man. Good thing I put the spot in the array. Array 39. See that down here? Well, you guys can... Why is my mouse not showing? There we go. See that down there? I was smart enough to put a debug at the moment in the array when stuff's supposed to happen. Sometimes I think a little bit, chat. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Oh, mercy. We get this part locked in. I think I need to make a, like, honk honk 8-bit sound effect. And then, see, that looks weird right there. No, it looks fine. So there was supposed to be a honk honk right there, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So we have a problem with, we're transitioning from 59, and then it sends me back to the top for some reason, and it shouldn't do that. Okay, so we're putting that on our bug list. Check why array cycles back to the top, aka plays sounds and does the transition incorrectly. Okay. So I wrote that down as something to focus on. This dialogue here is fine, but the question is, why? Why? So 59 dialogue system, change scene, stop music. So the music, it doesn't, the text doesn't matter. Okay, so we have change scene going on here, but it didn't actually change the scene, or did it? After intro. Huh. That is very strange. Ah! Hang on. I know why. I know exactly why. Hang on. I think I just fixed it. Give me a second. Okay, so we have to watch that cutscene all over again. I know that's awful. Welcome to debugging and bug finding, chat. Well, we don't want to run that. Okay. Isn't it great? And I'm a one-man pony show here. Sorry, I have to keep moving that across my monitors. Okay, we should be able to use fast forward here without any problems. We can still fix the typo. It's not a big deal. Makumaru. Maybe I'll get some merch going. It's funny when you're doing fast forward, it doesn't do the GPU particle system. Okay, I kind of like that. That looks good how they shrink down and then disappear. That looks all right. I wish the wave was a little bit closer, but I think that looks respectable for now. None of you have complained about it yet, so it is what it is. I do need to make more music. I gotta make a battle theme, a creepy theme for the first dungeon, a nice upbeat music for the overworld, and a like suspense song. So I do have 4 songs. Challenge me to pistols. Am I allowed to bring my own? Which one do you want me to bring? The Glock? The High Point? The Ruger? All of them! Don't worry, they're all kept in a gun safe. Unloaded. Because... Okay, so we fixed the problem. Anyway. Beautiful. If I bring a high point, I deserve it. Hey, man, it was 2007, and it was $130 brand new. I have to fix the firing pin now after almost 20 years. Really heavy. I also have a matching 9mm carbine rifle to go with it. That cost me another 150, 160 brand new. That thing hurts though. I don't know what it is about the 9mm. The carbine, it's like it's a pretty heavy carbine rifle. Um, but like when you shoot it, you feel it right here, and it doesn't like impact you and go into your shoulder like a high powered like a normal rifle would. It like I can't explain it, but it just like sends a shock wave through your arm. It's really hard to explain. It's very different. And it doesn't matter how hard you grip it or anything. It's really strange. It's not pleasant to say the least. So I don't really shoot it that often anymore. I think it's been over a decade actually. It just sits. It's too much of a pain in the ass to try to resell firearms and stuff, so they just sit in my gun safe. Bad spring? I mean, it's been like that since day one. And I put several hundred rounds through it, and it still just feels that way. It just sends like this shattering shock wave through your shoulder. It's really strange. I could probably fix it with like a rubber butt on the stock, like a little rubber whatever butt stock pad. Okay. So I don't think there were any errors at this point in the game, so we don't really need to continue. Um, I do, however, need to find turn the music back on for you guys. We need to fix the typo. It was on array 39. No, probably the next one, actually. Unfortunately, this is not quite the time for an awakening soon. What the fuck? 38? You... Okay, dude. So I'm way off. Okay. He said the word down, but it came up DWN. What the hell? I'm trying to see where the hell the typo is. Where's the typo? I can literally hover my mouse. You guys can't see me hovering my mouse, but I can hover my mouse and it shows me all of my text and my dialogue. And I don't see my typo. But it was definitely in there. Okay, that's great, I guess. Am I gonna have to watch it again? Bros, there's no way I'm like gaslighting on I'm totally gaslighting myself, man. Where the hell was this typo? Okay, we're gonna have to watch it again. I feel like I'm gaslighting myself that I had a typo. Okay. Thought it was the word down or own. Like down was missing an O. Yeah. That's what I thought. You is sitting next to you at the beach. You is your cousin and best friend. She seems captivated by the waves that caress the shore. I can't wait until we get to stay at Grandma and Grandpa's place for summer break again. Blah, blah, blah. I bet we have lots of fun like we did last year, right? Mm-hmm. Dreaming games were no you should dress much as yourself in a hoodie and shorts. You know, so she still has the Mako Maru. The Mako Maru. Shame that it's no longer as popular. Come on, where is the bug? Grandpa should be here to pick us up. Yeah, and then... Oh, I need to do a falling over thing there. I think that'll work, just like what we did at the temple last week, or a couple weeks ago in the cutscene. Time. People, places, memories. Is it not such an intriguing and wonderful concept? So many possibilities, and yet, speaking of possibilities, good things truly come to he who waits. Before you stands a strange-looking man. You're not quite sure. Everything seems to be contorting around you. Not sure where you even are. Last thing you remember is feeling feverish at the beach. Do not despair, young one. I have not come to hurt, but to heal. And what exactly am I to heal? Oh, ho, ho. That is indeed a mystery, is it not? You who are not even aware what you are, what you cause, who you... Odd individual stops himself, looks down at his right arm. There it is. We found it. Found it. Easy. It was 39. I'm just an idiot. So I had the right one the whole time? Okay. Alright, so that's fixed. So I'm going to put it in my notes that that is done. Can you do a strike through? What's the, Oh my god, there's AI rewriting in Notepad now. Chat, why? Why is there fucking AI rewriting in Notepad? All I did was select my line that you guys can't see. It just says typo on old man dash array 39. I right clicked it to see if I could do a strike through. Write, rewrite, custom rewrite, make it shorter, make it longer, change the tone, change the format. Happy birthday, Ethan! Hope you had a good one, buddy. Sorry I didn't make it. I just live too far away. I wouldn't have time to make it. Hopefully I get to see you guys soon, though. Working on a game. Ethan's one of my nephews. No making fun of the nephews stream. Or chat. How do you do a strike through? That's good. I'm glad he enjoyed that. What's the, there's got to be a shorthand for it, right? Shortcut key? I really don't want Copilot. Oh, thank you. You can turn it off. Goodbye. Goodbye. Is there... Oh, well. I'll just write done at the end of it. And then done at the end of that. Okay, so that's 2 bugs down. Extended things to do. Main character visually falls over before old man sequence. Okay, so we can add that. Beautiful. I don't think we really have any bugs again until much later. Okay. So what is next? We've already proven that spells are working. You can learn the spells. That works. All right. Slot 6. Okay, so we need to get into a battle. So I'm going to go to the Temple Distortion, which is our first dungeon. Okay. Let's just go here. First dungeon. So the problem we have... Let's put a soul on everybody. Okay. So that's set. So the problem we have is when we get into battle, you're able to equip up to 6 skills or spells, however you want to look at it. But the problem is the 6th one. All right, we'll get into a little battle here. There we go. There's something wrong with the menu. Or not. It might have just been in the boss battle then. Hang on, if we press escape. There it is. So if we press escape, okay, so when we press escape when we're in the skill menu, it doesn't show the indicator back on main character. When pressing back out of skill menu in battle, it does not return the turn indicator back to the character. Now it fixes it when you press escape again. So that's just a menu problem. Otherwise, it seems fine. We don't have anything for items yet. And you can see stuff going on in the output down there. Pocky, burgers, pizza slices, all that good stuff are usable items. If we back off, we're fine. Okay. Just go through this battle real quick. We still don't have to worry about MPs, our MP points running to 0. It just goes into the negatives, and that's fine. This might be loud. There you go. It's a little broken. New. Oh, add sound effect for enemies vanishing. We'll use that word. Awesome. Okay. So now you can see that we're learning skills here. Hoka B 125, Hoka A or Alpha 5. So all those systems are working, which is good. Just trying to find any other bugs. I should do a thing here to when we're in here, it prevents you from moving. But you can still keep moving. We can save our game. I know that works just fine. Walking in a circle works fine. Everybody else walks in a circle around you, kind of a thing. I don't think I have game overs programmed yet. I could put that on the extended thing. Add game over sequence. Okay. We can attack everybody just fine, I believe. There you go, -10. This is like the weakest enemy in the game. Those have all been defeated. I think I only get like 2 GP. Yeah. So technically we need more GP to learn our first skills. There's nothing really to do here. I should probably add collectibles. Let's do that. Let's put in add collectibles, aka treasure chests, although they're not going to be just treasure chests, but that'll let me know what I'm talking about so that we can actually gain items and stuff and start building up an inventory. Again, we're just going to blast through this one. We can turn on fast forward in the middle of battle, which is really cool. So we don't have to wait too long. And it speeds up everything. Easy. I thought about adding auto mode. That might be a really far extended thing where we do an auto battler. So it says 0 GP needed. I think I have to fix that. Next battle it will unlock. For some reason in battle it doesn't fulfill the XP requirements. I'm not sure why, or the GP requirements I should say. So that's on me. It's like post-battle XP checks. Okay. Okay, now both the other characters should have stuff. Yep. So we have to equip that. So I'm going to put that in the bugs. When GP for a skill is met, it is not usable until next battle is completed. Wonder why I did that, or how I did that. Anyway, so they all have skills now. He's not really learning any because he already knows everything. Okay. Again, I'm doing a lot of bug testing. We're trying to see what's broken right now. Trying to get everything ready. I do also, I'm going to put in extended things to do. Again, you guys can't see this. We're going to add one additional enemy with a soul drop. I want to add the healing soul as something you can get. We can either add it as a random drop or put it on the boss. Or put soul drop on boss. That might be better. That way you're guaranteed to get it and you don't miss. You literally don't miss the healing soul. Oh, I gotta increase the hitbox a little bit. Or yeah. Or something. Because we're like clipping through the overlay. So now. Yep, there's the bug. Okay, so for some reason the act button is disappearing when you back out of this menu. And it doesn't reset until you press another button. So I'm still technically... So when I do this, when I open up this menu and I press escape, I'm still on the top right corner character. It's still her turn. So that's what needs to be fixed there. That's what I mean with the bug with that menu earlier when I was talking about that. Let's cast some fireballs. Easy. The monsters have all been defeated. Okay. So again, we could, in theory, change to somebody different, but that soul's already equipped. So I'm going to add in, add a cancel / no good sound when trying to equip a soul that is already on someone else. Okay. This is just, you know, extra stuff, right? More juice to make things better. And then here's our first boss. Doop, doop. So we're going to go through this cutscene, see how everything looks, pay really close attention to this. What happened? Temple looks abandoned, but we were just there earlier today. The whole place is wrong. Graves and abandoned junk everywhere. Telling that we've been getting attacked by big bugs and weird ghosts. Thought of some crazy movie. Something really bad must be happening. What do you think we should do? Then we get the teleporter. Who was that? Okay. So I don't see any typos yet. Let's just keep paying attention here. She does the turnaround. What are you brats doing here? There's no place for kids to be playing around. You really expect us to listen to someone that just appeared out of thin air? Who even are you? Who I am and how I got here is irrelevant. Kids would do well to listen to grown-ups. Why has the temple changed to some kind of dumping area? A lot to change. Sure do not need to worry about. Once I've finished with you, I can complete my mission and return. It's time for naughty children to be punished. Here she comes. Okay. None of this is balanced yet, by the way, but this is our first boss fight. So we could do Iyashii. Ah, I can select the fourth target for some reason. All right, we're going to add that to bugs. I am able to target the fourth character slot with heals, even though they do not exist yet. Get up yet. Okay, so we won't do that. Okay. Takes a swing. No. Oh, so I gotta fix that bug. Okay, there's that. So I'm gonna put in here when certain spells are used, not sued, used, the font gets distorted, and I don't know why. It's been a problem, and I don't know why it happens. Muso. Defend. Okay. I probably really need to tone down the amount of damage the spells do early game. Or I have to crank the boss's health. There's lightning, basic lightning. So literally you can kill the boss, well not kill, defeat the boss in 3 spellcasts right now. So there's the little water ball. Boop. Monsters have all been defeated. Here comes the level up. Pay attention to the HP. There it goes, counting up. There it is. Okay. Give it up, you lost. Now, who is who? Blah, blah, blah. Is our light? She saved all of us. Saved who? Now, someone to light if they have you attack kids. Kids just don't get it. Adults have a lot of things to deal with. Giving us our missions fulfilled by... Oh, there was a typo. I saw it. 16. Typo. Typo shows Anne should be any. And that was at, what? 15? I think it was 15. Okay. So close to completing my mission for Madame. Now I will be punished. There can be no failures. Capture a soul. It would appear here at a specific time. You don't need to know the reasons as to why. There will be more to come. We all have missions. There will also be more of these distortions in your world. Blah, blah, blah. And then she disappears. Noom. Noom. Gone. Okay. And then we have the walking sequence. Just trying to find something around here. I don't see anything. Again, I'm looking for typos. I think everything else looks fine. Okay. You're correct. Not really see anything around here either. Lady said she was looking for a soul or something. Creepy, huh? That's what I thought. I heard her say as well, but why would she be looking for a soul and what makes it so important? And then we fall over. Okay. Everybody falls over. GG. Alright, so this is literally where my game demo ends? Yeah. Okay, that's where we have ended. And clappy, yay! Alright, so we need to fix that typo real quick, which is after the boosh. After the boosh. So let's go all the way into the dictionary. Holy shit, that was really far away. Won't matter in the end, as all will be put back as it should. Okay. Easy typo fix. Easy typo fix right here. As you can see on the right side of my screen. That has been fixed. Boom. Alright, that is done. I didn't mean to do that. So that is done. Okay. Would you guys be upset if I turned on Pokemon music? For some reason, I really want to listen to Gen 3 music. And I don't know why. Hopefully you guys are fine with that. I'm going to do that. Give me a second here. Gen 3 OST. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Don't ask me why. I just suddenly do. And your video is now copyright struck. Hell yeah. Okay, let's look for... Next thing on our list is to find... Victory transition? No. No objection to Pokemon music? Nice. There we go. Okay, this is called in the script battle 245. Gotta say victory. Gets the GP from the battle system. Gets XP from the battle system. Okay. And then we open everything. So we need to pass in our GP. Okay. So where am I actually adding global or growth points? I call them GP, growth points. Okay. We're doing the check level up. GP gained. Maybe it's up here? Hang on. I'm just looking to see where I add my growth points, because it's been a while since I've looked at this code. Just give me a little bit of more visual space here. Okay. So we need... Where am I actually giving everybody growth points? Hang on. Let's look at GP. Add GP. Because something's happening where we're not unlocking the spell until after... So what's happening is, for those of you that don't understand what's happening, you get growth points, which growth points let you learn spells from your equipped souls on each character. Think Final Fantasy VI with an Esper, right? The problem is, even though we're meeting growth point thresholds at the end of a battle, the spell or skill is not unlocking until after we do one more battle. And I don't understand why that bug is happening. Okay. Uh-huh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we have gain labels. So I'm doing stuff with the gain labels. Where am I doing stuff? Ah. That makes sense. Okay. So we add the growth points after we add the XP, which is fine. I'm totally fine for that. So then I need to go to my character slot, script, which is here. There it is. There's the problem. I used a greater than, not a greater than or equal to. Sometimes it's just that easy, man. Oh my god. Oh, this is the song I had in my head. Alright, let's go into a battle real quick. And actually, we're going to have to do a few battles. F word. Okay. Let's do a few battles then. Excuse me. Where are we going here? Okay. Let's do a few battles. Make sure our growth points are being done appropriately. We get to mark that bug off. You have to make sure to equip the soul chat. What's your favorite gen of Pokemon, chat? I'm Gen 3. I got into Pokemon late. I was like 15 years old. And I played Ruby. My cousin gave it to me. And I absolutely loved it. Haven't really enjoyed a Pokemon game since. That's on me. It's a skill issue. It's purely a skill issue. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Don't worry, I know what's going on. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum. So I think I put really low growth points on all of our skills. He's not going to get that, obviously. So we need, I think it's 8 growth points for tier 1. Easy enough to get. 3 battles, 4 battles. We don't need to save. It's not late. Mainline game of Sword Shield. Jesus. Ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum bum bum. Ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Just looking for a random battle. I might need to work on spawn rates too. I don't know. So Ruby was what, 2003, 2004? I got it in 2006 from my cousin. So I already had a DS. I skipped Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, and I got a DS. Oh, I did have a Game Boy Advance SP, and somebody stole it. Another cousin of mine. That was real nice of them. I had the limited edition NES Game Boy Advance SP. So it wasn't even like a skin. It was literally like the SP itself. And it's gone forever. Who knows where it's at. It's crazy how you can have cousins that are really cool as shit with you and you share stuff, nobody steals, everything's awesome, and then you have other cousins that just steal your shit. Like, I got back from the military and one of my uncles was like, hey, I got a box of stuff to show you. I'm like, oh, okay. I go and take a look at the box. I have a PSP, a shitload of games, some of my books and some other shit in there. And my uncle's like, did you tell so-and-so that you told him he could hang on to these while you were gone in the military? I'm like, no. He's like, I kind of figured that. Okay, so our skills work correctly now, by the way. Awesome. So that is actually fixed. Another bug bites the dust, chat. Awesome. I'm going to mark that in my notepad. Oh, I already did. You did enjoy Scarlet Violet? Nice. Ba-da. Okay. So our next bug would be in the, let's see here. Where do we want to go? I guess it's here. We need to go into the battle menu system. And then in the battle menu system, we need to go to the battle skill menu. Sorry. Man, I got the burpees right now from this. I think it's because of the carbonation and then the pizza I ate like 6 hours ago. Chad, I ate so much pizza at the pizza buffet. Have mercy. So wait. Why? Why does pressing escape here? Okay, if we're checking targeting input, if we're checking input itself. So clearing everything. Okay, so when we press escape, here, which is cancel, we're telling the menu to play the cancel sound. Everything in the drop-down menu for our skills will disappear. And then we're going to clear everything, wait 1/10 of a second, and then return control to the action menu, which is up here. Okay, so none of this is happening. Why is this not happening? Bum bum bada bada bum badum. Let's run another go through in the game, and we're gonna watch the output here. I already have all the debug code, but for some reason it's not doing the thing. That's not what we wanted. Try that again. I know it's going wrong, and I'm an idiot. Wait. Why is this acting like it can't do anything? There we go. I'm not sure what the hell that was all about. Okay. So, we just need to get into a battle real quick. Doesn't matter with... We don't need any skulls equipped or anything, okay? So the problem we're having is we open this menu and then we press escape. Notice how this hasn't changed. Excuse me. See how this hasn't changed, but it's supposed to. So we're populating the buttons, and then when I press escape, it's supposed to kick back completely. And it's not. So when we press escape, see how I'm selecting the battle menu over here on the left? It's supposed to kick back control, or excuse me. When we press escape and we're in the battle skill menu, it's supposed to kick control back to the action menu. And from there, if we go into the scripts here, this is supposed to be called, but it's not being called. If this was being called, we would see this attempting to turn on act indicator down here at the bottom. See all this stuff down here? That's my output, debug stuff. So the question is why is this not being called? I'm gonna do print debug cancel was called while in skill menu. Okay. I think that's fine to save. We go back into our game. Okay. So, okay, this is what I like about Godot. When you do changes in your Godot script files, you can just save and keep the game running, and it's perfectly fine. You don't have to restart the game like you do with, like, Unity, for instance. Okay, so we know that this stuff is being called. So the question is, why... Return to action menu emit. Okay. Let's go to our signals here. Return to action menu. Oh. Oh. Wait, what the fuck? Wait. What? So then I need to set hovered button true here. Okay, so we need to do... Actually, well, we're going to do this. So we keep the action button on. Hang on, I can't do that. Shit. Okay, we do it like this. And then we also need this. Okay. So what I'm adding here now is the main menu that says attack, skill, item, defend. We're clearing out all of those buttons, so none of them are hovered. We're resetting it back to the attack, and we're basically setting that to hovered, so that like moves our cursor or our highlighted command to that, okay? And then we need to turn back on our act indicator. Okay. So I'm going to do another print debug here. so that we get everything printed down below. And then I'm going to do... This was called from a signal from battle skill menu. Okay. So we should be able to save. Go back to the game. Okay, so we open the menu. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. I think we just fixed a bug. Go back. Back. Okay. Easy bugs. I love it. I love it when they're easy, chat. I love it when they're easy. That's already 5 bugs fixed today. Well, bugs plus typos kind of a thing. Okay, so we can close this down now. Awesome. Okay. I'm able to target the 4th character slot with heals even though they do not exist yet. Okay, so now we need to go to selecting target. Let's do okay. Okay. So we always will have, so here's something to think about. At least for now in my game, you have 3 party members at the start, okay? So we're going to have 3 party members at the start. The 4th one you'll get later on. Spoilers. It's spoilers. Don't listen if you don't want to know. Spoilers. 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 Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Mute. 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 Spoiler alert. The 4th character is your sister who does not exist in this version or timeline. Okay, you can come back. You can come back. You can come back. Come back. Alright, so I need to change this code here because this targeting is literally for, there you go. This code here is what moves our finger pointer on the screen, like left, right, for when you're trying to heal your own party member. The problem is it's not considering if the party member is in the party. So. What we need to do here is globals.gdata.character slots. And then we're going to do selector index. I think I can do this right. Yes, that is an array. So we're going to check that they are in party. Okay, so if that's fine. We're gonna do actually equals false, and if it equals false, then you literally put the selector index equal to the previous index. Boom. And then we don't have to change anything else. I think it's this simple. And then we also have to add it to the other input direction. And let's fire up another instance. Okay. Get into a battle. Try to use the healing spell. Try to see if it'll go to character slot 4. If it does not, then we have locked in. And that's another bug done and out of the way. Oh, you gotta love it. I'm smashing the D button. There you go. Fixed. Easy. Okay. Okay. I need to make a new sound. So let's go ahead and make a new sound. What I want to make a sound for is the sound for no good. And in my head, I hear a burp, burp, like that. It's a very common sound in old JRPGs. So give me a second here. We're going to fire up JFXer. Sorry, I had to remember what it was called there for a second. There you go. So we're going to fire this up. Sorry, we have to kill the music. Killing it. All right. So now we need a kind of a noise. You know what I mean? And this is like the you can't do this kind of a sound. That's not it. Okay. Let me think how I want to do this. We could do a random. We just hit random here. Could that kind of work, chat? Hang on. I apologize if this gets very loud. Okay. Something like that. Okay. I think this is too deep, though. Don't do that. Okay, so we need the vibrations, but they need to be slower. Again, sorry if this gets very loud. We'll turn it down this way first, okay? So what I like to do here is I get into JFXer, and then I find sounds I like, and then we go into Audacity, mix it, and we're ready to rock and roll. Okay. Uh-huh. We're getting somewhere. But I need it more to be of a... Or... That's kind of getting there. Let's see. Okay. We getting anywhere? Are we feeling this yet as like a you can't do this kind of a sound? That kind of sounds like a drum beat. Hang on. Boom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like this has too much attack. Again, we're trying to do a or a that would be kind of good. A so we need to be higher pitched, maybe? Maybe? Okay. I'm getting somewhere yet? I'm not sure. It's not really quite a as I'm picturing. It's kind of there, but it's not it's not doing like the duty sweep. You know what I mean? It's like too high in the beginning. So if I can have this, it has the thing, the timing, but it's not like holding out. Okay. Okay. Are you feeling it yet, Mr. Krabs? I just made everybody leave the stream. I'm literally trying to make a sound right now. Maybe if I can just get a brrr sound, we'd be somewhere. Let's go for that instead. So we're just gonna go for a brrr, and then I can just carry it over. So we need a really long brrr, and then I can do a brrr within Audacity. So let's try that. Okay. Sorry if this gets loud. I really do apologize. Interesting. Okay. Basically, we're looking for a brrr noise. Okay. Hmm. Oh. Brrr. So we mix this twice, maybe, in Audacity? Doesn't really have the brrr noise, though. Maybe that? And then quicker repeats? Okay. Quicker? I don't want any decay here, actually. No decay. Brrr. Needs to, like, I think it needs to go up, right? Brrr. Like a brrr, brrr. Kind of like that. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I'm probably thinking I'm a nutcase. I hear it in my head. I'm not quite there yet. Hang on. We're trying to get there. Um, that's almost it. Okay. Okay. So now what do we want to do? trying to mess with some other stuff here, that's all. Okay. Yes, I know it's getting very loud. So there's a sound. No Dejo Zelda sounds. There's a sound I'm trying to replicate here a little bit. Hang on. Kind of. Wow, that's awful that it's down here like this. Why is this down here like this? This is awful. Why would you redesign your website to be like this? You can barely see. We need menus. Finish a page. Error sound? That's what I'm trying to go for. Memos for sampling is far comp. Hell yeah, dude. But this is the sound right here. How do you kind of like that maybe? But just like we do it in Audacity, so we do one quick one. And then I think it was like maybe. Maybe. Damn, that is. I don't know. That's really hard to try to recreate for me. Like I'm trying to picture it in my head visually how it would sound with like the squares and the triangles. It's like a mix of square and crust, which is noise. Okay, let's just export this. Export Audacity. Audacity. I have the audacity. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Little higher than we're on this hole. I don't know what I'm singing. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is our sound. So maybe we can select all, copy, and then like paste, pull this over, delete that, try this again, go back. It's too soon. You see where I'm going with this? I know it's loud, sorry. We can turn this down. It's too long though. So let's go ahead and how does that sound? We could try to lower the pitch. Change pitch. You're a bastard. Thank you. Pitch. Isn't that kind of it? Hang on. Kind of. We could do that and then possibly tempo. No. It's getting there, but it's too, like, crusty, right? Like, it's too crusty. It doesn't quite sound like... It needs to be clear. Okay, hang on. Let's go back to this. Hang on. I got an idea. Whenever I change the tempo, it sounds crusty. Like, it changes it pretty bad. Come on. There you go. I mean, maybe this already sounds okay. For now. It just doesn't have that same... It's close, but... It's like the bass is there, I just have the wrong frequency. I don't know. I don't know, chat. Is this fine? I think this sounds fine for now for a prototype. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then maybe... Shit, I thought there was a stink bug in my room again. Dudes, I have been assaulted by so many stink bugs. I think that's fine, just like that. Let's export the audio. Don't do that, please. We don't need to pan it. So that's 100%. Let's effect, volume, amplify. But in this case, we're going to do a negative amplify. Bring it down. Very good. Okay. And then it'll also be quieted in the game, right? So let's export our audio. And then we go to menus, and we're going to call this SFX menu unable to. Apparently I have an unable. Hang on, I'm going to open that. Well, that's not good. I don't like that. So let's just do this then. Okay. Export away. We will save this as stereo. Replace. Easy peasy, boys. Okay. So that is now done. We can hide that window. We can turn this back on. Maybe. We need the music manager? No. Looking for sound. Menu sounds controller. Shit though. Oh, here. Oh, this is it. Okay. Then I just have to do this. Nice. So I have... That's cancel. Confirm. Move. Okay, so we need to add in the... So what I have here, for those of you who don't know, I want to teach you guys about something. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching. Okay, I feel better. So when you're doing game design, one of the ways I like to make things easier on myself, and by extension, easier to do things later on. There's a lot of people that like, and I noticed this when I was in college years ago, a lot of people like to take audio emitters of any kind. It could be a stream if you're in Godot. I think it's just an audio component in Unity, but they put them on a whole shitload of objects, man. Okay, and that's fine to do it like that. But instead of putting menu sounds attached to a menu object, you can have a global audio player, okay? And then you can literally just call it like a singleton. You don't have to worry about putting objects on everything, right? Because when you have multiple menus within multiple menus, you don't want to put audio stream players or audio components on every single damn thing, okay? So you just have one at a top level, part of a singleton, and then you can just keep a dictionary of sounds and literally just go, hey, play this sound. Boom. Sounds played. Easy. You're done. It's literally that easy. So we need a string of menu. We're going to call it menu cannot. And then our value, this is a dictionary. We need to do an object. And then we're going to go into our sounds. Let's see here. I have a lot of scripts. Good lord. We don't need data. We don't need audio buses. We don't need prefabs. We need sounds, menus, unable. Boom. Okay. In that case, we now have a menu cannot. Okay. So now all I have to do is we go back to the... actually, we have a couple spots we can add this sound. Let's put it into our souls page. Question mark. Might be subpage. Skill info. I'm trying to remember where this is at. Subpage skill info. I really need to make a tree, a visual tree of where all my scripts are attaching. I have so many scripts now and so much fucking code. Okay, we need to be on our status page actually. So status page. Okay. Hang on. I have to look at my own flow here. So we've opened up the status page. That's what this state is. We're opening up the status page. We're opening info. Now we're selected. If we're pressing enter, we're trying to open up sub status, which is a confirm. Update the info, sub stats. Open the soul equip menu. So open soul menu. Who gets that? Who? Give me a second. Dude, my code. I had to find out where the fuck I'm going here. Subpage. I want to say it's subpage, but I don't think that's it. Subpage is my equipped unequipped. So yeah, we don't care about this. Okay, so subpage skill info is when we're actually equipping spells after we've learned them, or in the middle of learning them. So then, soul info object, no. Character info, scroll, character controller souls. Ah. Soul is already equipped on another player. Okay, well then this is fine. play a no sound here. Okay, so then we can do global, not global position. Excuse the shit out of me. Global dot audio menu audio stream dot play. Hang on. I already fucking forgot. It's fine. Hold. Hold, chat. Hold. Oh, there has to be code here somewhere for this shit. Update highlight. Update highlight. You bastard. Apparently I don't have that. Okay, cool. So then let's go to battle skill menu system. Let's play sound. Let's just grab that. Okay, and then back to where we were, which is here. No, it's not. It was where the hell was it again? Okay, right here. Bum, ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. We're gonna do cannot. All right. Now that that's saved, that should be the only code we've changed. So in theory, if we load up our dungeon again, go into some menus, test this sound effect stuff. Okay. So basically we need to put a soul on somebody, and then the next person try to also equip that soul. There you go. Just so you guys can hear it. It's a little scuffed, though. So, like, she can put on Salamander, and then if Nichon now tries to do it. There you go. Okay. Not too bad. What's the next thing we work on, chat? Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. So we've fixed 6 bugs so far today. Or 6 bugs and typos combined. We have definitely added the no good sound, so that's done. I guess we could add a menu sound. I don't want to generate. Do you guys want to generate another sound? We need a sound effect for enemies when they vanish, because they kind of just disappear with no sound. Bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum. We also need another enemy, which that's actually super easy to add. We don't technically need art for that. Monster data. Bum 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 bam 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 bam. We can literally just take monster 2. So everything here, all I have to do is modify this text document, and we can add enemies. I already went through and made progression curves for their attributes. So like 50 is kind of where I'm headed for like maximum stats on one of your attributes. So like endgame random trash mobs will be in the high 50s kind of a thing. Bum 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 bum. I have a grumpy pot. I just don't know if grumpy pot should be in the garbage area, like the first dungeon. We have Mad Maggots. Maggots make sense because, you know, it's a cemetery, graveyard, dumping grounds. And then Sleepy Sheet is like your stereotypical, you know, sheet-looking ghost. And that makes sense, too. I mean, we're trying to be kind of whimsical here, right? So we need something else. I would like a third enemy. Or maybe we don't need a third enemy. When we think about games like Earthbound, which this takes a lot of inspiration from Earthbound, the beginning part of the game has what? Ants? Well, I'm also thinking about Earthbound 0 or Mother 1, whatever you want to, I don't care what you call it. Earthbound Beginnings. They have the Crow early game and regular Earthbound as well. They have the Crow, and then there's like a snake. I think that's it, right? I mean, we could add a rat, right? We could definitely add a rat. Radical rat, rad rat, rad rat. Smelly rat, stinky rat, dirty rat. Oh, you dirty rat. I guess that would kind of make sense for a garbage dumping place, but it doesn't feel that whimsical. That feels par for the course, you know what I mean? Very typical. We have the maggot, we have the sleepy sheep. What else could we add to this beginner dungeon? We could try to be serious and add... Well, we already have an undead with the sleepy sheep. We could add... We could have skeletons. I don't want to do zombies. Gravestones? Animated gravestones? Poltergeist. That would be a lot of... That would be very much like Earthbound 0. Or Earthbound Beginnings doing a poltergeist, where stuff is just animated, coffin lid. We can actually do a randomizer on it where you can have like coffin lids, boxes, stuff like that, but that would take some work. I'm just brainstorming what we could do. I want a third enemy. Only having 2 enemies in the first dungeon kind of sucks. 3 would be great. We need to rebalance the boss as well. I'm just thinking, chat. If we want... Okay, this game does take place in Japan. We could do... Hang on. Let me do some Googling here. Let me do some Googling. We have Tsukumogame. Did I say that right? Tsukumogame. Tsukumogame. Akaname. Ceiling liquors. Oh, damn. Ceiling liquors. I wonder if that's where Capcom kind of got their inspiration for liquors from. Gashadaroku, which is giant skeletons. Hakanohi, ghost fires, and Yorai. Akaname. Matanai Obake, which is no waste ghost, the spirit that appears to children who do not finish their meals or waste food. Ooh. But we already have a ghost. Just trying to think, what can we associate with garbage and graveyards? That's not like super serious, but whimsical, but makes sense. Hakanohi. Well, we do have Hoka for fire. I'm well open to any suggestions. We already have the stats for something. I'm just trying to insert K-O-W-A-I, Kawaii? Strange Fox Yokai. Rifles through garbage, knocks down food stalls, and attacks food vendors. Well, we don't really have any food there. This is not really a dumping ground for food. It's a dumping ground for, like... The graveyard's a dumping ground, obviously, for bodies. And there are graves. But there's also, like, ruined cars. Ooh! What if we did do the poltergeist idea with the randomizer, but we had sprites of, like, car tires? And... I'm just thinking, like, car tires, Caskets? No, I mean, it sounds kind of cool. I'm just picturing a tire, but I have to be careful because the next chapter, spoiler alerts, is a fight between the Rusty Rat Heads and the Fast Funk or Fuel Funk Boys. So that's kind of like a graveyard or not graveyard, but a junkyard fight. This is still a graveyard. I'm just thinking, chat. You guys can brainstorm with me. I'm just thinking. If you need to see it, we can we can do this, and then so you guys can see it. We can just bring out the ground layer here real quick. Boom. This is the area I'm talking about. It's nothing fancy. We do only have like one trash van and then like another trash van and then another trash van. And then it's just like a dilapidated graveyard, right? Oh shit. I'm just thinking what we could do here. Again, I want to be kind of whimsical about it. We could obviously do bats, we could do rats. It's tough. Game dev can be tough. What's going on, Professor G? We're just brainstorming an enemy. We already have the stats for it. We're just thinking about what we could do here. This is also a time dilation. Or whatever you want to call it. A different reality. Maybe we just go with the typical thing. The rat? That's what I'm kind of feeling. Just a rodent. A rat. Raging rat. Raging rat? Are we cool with that? Raging rat. Ratos. Raging rat. Let's put this back down. We'll just hit Control Z. That hides it. Alright. Raging Ratos. And then we go back to script. Means we'd lose the Kitsune. Or do I just use the Kitsune? That's the fox, isn't it? Isn't a Kitsune a fox, chat? I'm losing it right now. I'm losing the plot. What is a Kitsune? Yeah, it's a fox. And there was a fox that foraged. Yeah, but it did the food stall stuff, and I don't care about that. The Mad Maggot, Sleepy Sheet. Okay, so we're gonna go for this. We're gonna go Raging Rat. Okay. Awesome. So that is now saved, and then we have to go into monster actions. So we have Mon 2, attack 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that has also been added. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have Raging Rat, and we have actions that they can perform. This is how easy it is to add an enemy. The biggest difficulty here is going to be to make a fucking rat. Don't fuck the rat. I don't mean that. And get your mind out of there, chat. Let's see here. Rat. There's a lot of pictures of ratos. Ew. Naked mole rats are ugly as shit. want to do this, boys. Let's see. Angry rats, maybe? I'm just looking for inspiration here for art. Nice AI art there, buddy. Damn, there's some wild shit out there when you type in angry rat. Yo, a rat with a knife. I'm not showing you guys because I don't know what's gonna pop up, and I don't need to be banned. Why does one guy look like Brian from Family Guy? What the fuck? Okay. Very good. Okay. Dude, there's some meme quality shit here. Bum ba da ba bow ba da bow ba ba dow ba da bow ba ba dow. I guess we can just go for this for now, and then I can just always change it later. The whole rat idea. So for prototyping, chat, I'm going to show you a cool thing. This is for prototyping, okay? Let me bring up paint.net. Let me show you guys a prototyping process here. Okay. Okay, so we can paste this in. Check this out. So that's somebody, this is already AI generated, so I don't give a shit, okay? This is for prototyping, and then I mark it in my notes that this is definitely for prototyping. And then what we can do here is do a quant diff. We're going to use a palette. I know you guys can't see the menus, don't worry about it. Paint.net, palettes. Check this out. Boom. Already fits our thing. But we can't do this yet, because I have to look at my own art that I've already done. Let's go to Oh right, I forgot I had a rubber duck and an angry or an enlarged wasp. Okay. I could also just use the corruption thing as well. It's not a big deal. So let's look at our Mad Maggot. 80 by 80. Sleepy Sheet is also 80 by 80. So basically this needs to be 80 by 80. Image resize 80 by 80. Let her rock and roll. That's it right there. I actually like this pixelated look, by the way. Some people don't, but I like it. So what we can do here now is do our quant diff again. Hang on. Again, this is for prototyping purposes. Boom. Check that out. It looks a little too detailed. It's not going to fit the aesthetic of my game at all. Again, this is just for prototypes. But there you go. I think that looks fair. And then what we do here is I'm going to grab this color, and then we delete it completely. Okay. Delete it from there. Delete it from there. Delete it from there. And delete it from there. And then what we do is we go to Object. I love Paint.net when you have the right plugins. Outliner Object. We don't need any blur. And then we need to do 227, 238, and 192. There you go. Now he has an outline, all that good stuff. So that is going to be our placeholder. So I go ahead and save that. Oh, you guys can't even see. I'm sorry. You guys literally can't see what I was doing. This is what I did. So he shrunk down 80 to 80. I do QuantDith. I love QuantDith. It's an amazing plugin. So with QuantDith, you can literally make whatever you want, and then just send it into QuantDith with your color palette, and boom, there you go. An amazing plugin for Paint.net. Anyways, I need to save this. It will go into our game. But fret not, I am literally going to call it Mon 2 Raging Rat Placeholder. Okay. That way we know it's just a placeholder. We don't keep the AI slop for long. It's just there to give us something for now. And then, do I need to do a flicker here? I don't know if I do. Hang on. Let me look at, monster data. Okay, I'm looking for. We need the We need the. Oh, I know where I need to go. Don't worry about it. I need to go here. And then we need the texture monster. Okay, so we're gonna click on this. You're off. How is this? Battle system, maybe? Dun, 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 dun. La, dun, dun. Ah. Wait, what? Oh, here we go. Okay, so here I need to add a new string, which is mon2. And in this case, it will be object, and then we just drag in our placeholder, Raging Rat. There you go. So in theory, if we fight Raging Rat, bop, ready to go. Spawn tables, so we in theory could add. Oh no, I would need a rat icon on the overworld. Uh-oh. It's fine. Okay, so we've added monster 2. I don't think I need to do anything else. Excuse me. We need prefabs. Prefabs. I need to look at them. NPCs. I don't think I did triggers. No, NPCs. Mob. Which in this case is the worm. Then we have the mob sheet. Which, that's the sleepy sheet right there. Don't I have really good artwork, chat? That's actually my own artwork. So we need one. For the ratos. I'm gonna copy this one. Okay. And then we're gonna call it mob rat. Okay. We're going to put that in there. And then I'm going to leave him as he is. Okay. That was the wrong one. Let's try that again. Actually, it doesn't matter. They can stay in there. Mob rat. Okay. Also, I should probably leave this out now that I think about it. No. Come out. So let's open up the mob rat object. We're going to let him keep the Mad Maggot sprites for Overworld for now. We're going to put Monster 2 in here. And in theory, We're almost done. Now all I need to do is go back to the dungeon. And then we need, we go to our monster spawner. We have our monster density. What is this? Mob sheet. Mob sheet. Regular mob. So what we can do here then, add an element. And then what we're going to do is copy. So we need the path of the prefabs. That's how I coded this. So we copy the path. We're going to just put that in there. Oh, wrong one. My bad. Copy path. So we delete this out over in the top right corner where you can see. We're going to put the rat there, and we're going to put him there again. Okay? And then that should be ready to rock and roll. Now, if I hit run, we should get rat encounters now. Should. And then we'll be done with the third instance of an enemy. Again, we will get real art later on. I just needed something for rapid prototyping. This might take a few battles, chat, but we have spells that can hit everything anyway. Look at how easy that is. I told you, it's real easy to add stuff. And it's literally just, boom. You set some variables, bring in your art, set the art in a dictionary, bam. Look at that. He's still named Pot for some reason, but that's fine. Grumpy Pot. Wait, why is he actually Grumpy Pot? Huh. He should be Raging Rat. Oh, because I'm an idiot and I chose the wrong thing. Hang on. Raging Rat. Here we go. Raging Rat. You guys can't see it. It's behind the game window. Anyway. We don't have any souls equipped, so we don't get any XP. There you go. Rats are in the game. Like, I just added it here. I actually put it in the Kitsune spot. I meant to put it here. So we have Raging Ratos. Strength, intelligence, speed. Speed is high, as it should be. Mad Maggot should have a low speed, by the way. Sleepy Sheet should also have a slow speed. It's sleepy. Raging Rat can have a good speed of 5. Mad Maggots have no intellect, so 2. Sleepy Sheet, no intellect, 2. Raging Rats do not need intellect, so 2. Actually, we'll make them kind of smart. Maggots, we're doing some rebalancing here. 4. Sleepy Sheets don't have shit. This is endurance. I feel like the maggots should have the highest endurance. They don't really have any luck. And then these 10s that you see, that's the HP. So let's give the Mad Maggots 15. Let's give the rats 12, and then the sheets 8. Doing a little bit of rebalancing here. Okay. And then I think 2 is the EXP. 1 is the growth points. Here's our XP curve. Could not load the file. Oh my, that's not good. Okay. So I think we can now mark off, add 1 additional enemy. I'm going to do done, but needs art in my notepad. Okay. I guess we do need to add another sound effect. Again, I'm trying to get things together for a demo for you guys to play, like a public release demo. We do have a visual bug, and I'm not sure how to fucking fix it. I think it's easier to just show you guys. So let's fire up the game again. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So here's what happens. I'm going to show you a visual bug. Just need a battle real quick. Somebody, anybody gonna fight? Anybody gonna show up? All right, there we go. Okay, we've got the Mad Maggot. So if I do Hoka Alpha, nothing happens. We're completely fine on the font, as you can see across the top of the screen. Okay. Excuse me. Now, if we go to Iyashi and just choose somebody, it doesn't matter who. Watch across the chop. See, look at that. That alpha distorts all the font, and I don't know why. And it's only for Iyashi. I don't know why. That is definitely a bug. And I'm not sure what we need to do to fix that. Because even if we try Mizu-A, which is water, nothing happens. We're perfectly fine. So why is Iyashi plus Alpha breaking things? You know what I mean? It shouldn't be breaking anything. Again, if we go back here. Okay. There you go. Somehow combining Iyashi and Alpha breaks things. Why? So let's look into our spell data. This is the name it uses, okay? So we're using an alpha symbol. We could kind of cheat and just put in an A, but the question is why does Iyashi Alpha break things? If I change this to heal, okay? So let's just change it to heal. Okay. We're going to run this again. All I did was change it to heal. Let's go into a battle and cast it again. Where are you now? Looking for mobs. Okay, there we go. Okay, so skill, heal alpha. Notice how it changes everything. So it's also that easy to change spell names. Heal alpha breaks here too. Why? Okay. So when you're casting... When we're casting offensive spells, it doesn't break anything, and it actually shows the alpha. But when I am using a healing spell, it breaks. Why does it break? Why does it break, chat? Does anybody have any insights into that? Okay. Okay, this is the code. Attack, defend, sting. This is when we look into spells. So hang on. Spells. Oh, alpha heal. Swim with the particles. What the fuck? Send heal numbers. What the fuck's connected to this? Oh my god. I got too much shit scattered everywhere. God. My question still stands, though. Where... hang on. Okay. I'm looking for my code that, victory message, monster attacks, player attack, typewriter code. Uh-huh. Why? Oh, battle controller. Alright, battle controller. Battle controller. We can find that by going into here. Going into here. Wait for damage. Okay, okay. Shit. I'm gonna search for, hang on. I think we need to go back to here. Okay. I need to see exactly where this is being called. So give me a sec. Because I'm a little lost in my own code. Great. Just give me a battle real quick. Walk over there. Walk over here. Okay. And there's the rat. Okay. So, Iyashi. Okay. I'm going to pause it as soon as it gets there. Okay. Stack trace. No, I want the output. Output. Turn action, text controller. Okay, we still have this up. Tries to cast. Okay, pause it again. See, this alpha right here goes weird. And it's only when you're using a healing spell. And I've already renamed this to, like, heal. And it doesn't work all of a sudden. We've changed nothing. When you use an offensive spell, it works fine. When you're using a healing spell, for some reason, it goes really stupid. So turn to action controller. So let's just go there. Turn, or line 290. Okay. Print debug, acting character string name is going to. And then we need to... Oh, it's right here. This was the line I was looking for right here. Oh, wait, you guys can't see it. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay, this is the line right here. Does it land in the fraction? Oh, I'm sure it does, but we have pixel perfect turned on. So it should never... It should never matter. It should never do that. And it like, hang on, if I bring this back up. Pause on pause. So here's what happens. I'll show you. And it only happens on healing spells, and I don't know why. The alpha suddenly distorts the entire rest of the string. The attacking spells I have, like Hoka A, which is fire, or Hoka Alpha, and Mizuo Alpha, and Nazu Alpha, or whatever, and Nazi, whatever I've named it for lightning, those all render correctly. It's just when I'm using a healing spell, and I'm not sure why. And that's what we're looking at here. It's literally this line of code, which we have a single target spell. So acting character name, which was our main character, tries to cast, just like you see there, tries to cast. Oh yeah, we've already renamed the healing spell. It just pulls from a text document, so it took a simple change. I literally just took, I renamed Iyashi to heal, and it's still bugged out. And it has just as many characters as Hoka. It's 4 characters long, and it still is a problem. It's only for healing, and I don't know why. But right there, so we have Nichan tries to cast the spell name at everything. I wonder if I should get rid of the rich text for bold, because nothing really goes bold here. That could be part of the problem. Let me get rid of the B and /B, because nothing, like I said, really goes bold anyway. Okay. Let me save. I should just be able to unpause because... reasons. Execution resumed. Never mind, I'll have to restart. It's fine. Let's see what happens with this fix. That is the line of code, though, right there. Okay, nice, we got a battle right away. And see, it displays properly here on my menu, or like my little menu. Alpha, Beta, Omega. So that's not a problem either. Let's see what happens now. No, it's still doing it. As soon as it hits that alpha, it goes stupid mode. Okay. I'm not sure what the problem is then. Spell data. Maybe I just copy that. Maybe it's a bad alpha Unicode. Hoka Mizu works fine too. But for some reason, if I even, like, watch. Just to prove the point here. Heal. Okay. So it's heal alpha. Actually, that was the wrong thing to choose. My bad, my bad, my bad. Stop. Undo. Iyashi is down here, please. Thank you. Okay. Heal. I wasn't paying attention. I blame the two 10% vodka mixers I had already. Okay. So let's get over here. We just need... they didn't spawn close enough. They actually probably spawned on the other side of the shack. Okay. We got a battle. So you can already see that heal has now been renamed in the menu as well. Gary is bracing for impact. Yui is bracing for an impact. Nichan tries to cast heal alpha. As soon as it hits that alpha. That is wild to me. And I want to show you, case in point again. If we use Mizu Alpha, for instance... I don't have items. Hang on. There you go. Ooh, no, we do have another one that has a problem. Okay, that's interesting. Why did Mizu Alpha suddenly have a problem? Okay, let's get another battle. I thought Mizu was completely fine. Curious. Oh, I see him. Let's try Hoka. Okay. Tries to cast Hoka. Oh, no, it's suddenly going to shit. Okay, so now everything's breaking. That's awesome. Let's go back and put the B code back on here, which is supposed to bold it. Hang on. Let's rerun it, see if that fixes Hoka and Mizu. If it does, then we still have a problem with healing for some reason, and I don't know why. You think you're fixing one bug, and you fuck another one. I love it. Alright, I need a battle, There we go. You like the aesthetics? Well, thank you. The rat is not my own art. That's off of some type of diffusion, whatever. Everything else is mine. So I don't want to take credit for something that's not mine. Okay, let's see how that Hoka has been fixed. Bracing for impact. Nichan tries to cast Hoka. Yeah, look at that. It works just fine. So we have the bold for a reason. It fixed Hoka, which is fire. I mean, I could use regular English names, but it's not as edgy and cool. You know what I mean? I did the... We can speed this up. Spacebar gives you a turbo. Okay, so... Mizu Alpha as well. Also, welcome to the stream. We do this every Wednesday. Well, I try to if I'm not feeling awful physically. As long as my health is good. We do our game design stuff, game dev stuff on Wednesdays. Hey, thanks, Kara Kobar. Hopefully this people like this. Again, we're trying to push for a public demo of Chapter 1. And then I'll release that on my itch page, and then you guys can decide. Oh, yeah, it's going feels like Game Boy. That's exactly what I'm going for. The actual in-game resolution, believe it or not, is 240 by 144. It's like Game Boy HD if it ever came out. And then I blow it up 3 times. So this is actually like this big if you were to do it in real life. It's really tiny. And then I just blow it up. So as you can see, Mizu Alpha and Hoka Alpha are working right. But now watch what happens when we use a healing spell. And I don't know why this bug is happening. I really don't. Yeah, as soon as you get the alpha on any healing spell, it bugs out the text up there. And I don't know why. I really don't. So that's what we're trying to do right now, is stomp out glitches. That's the whole thing we're going for right now. Is the alpha different? No, I copied and pasted. That's what I did here. As I came up and grabbed this alpha, like this, hit Control Z, and then came down to the heal alpha and hit Control Paste. Now, what we could do is also copy the Hoka for shits and giggles, right? And we could dump that into there. Run it again. And if the problem's still... Also, thank you for the follow, Braun. I appreciate it, dude. But they're all 4 characters, and it's mono-spaced. There's already like 40 minutes of content in this game. We'll do a quick run-through here in a second. For those of you that are new, if you want to hang around. I'll show you the game from start to... Well, from mostly start to finish, I guess. So we have Hoka A again. Let's see what happens here. So this Hoka is actually the heal spell. See? There it is. As soon as you do a healing spell, it breaks it. So we've already proven that Hoka works just fine. When you're using it as an attack spell. But the word itself does not work. And there's your high. Nice. Look at it. It's going back there. I programmed that too. Isn't that pretty sweet? It's a Raspberry Pi Pico right here. And when you guys redeem stuff gets sent up there. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know why anytime I use a healing spell, the text completely bugs out. It doesn't matter what word you use at all. Well, that's the thing. If we go into the turn action controller text here, this is literally the only line of code that gets called. Final string, character's name, tries to cast, and then we go into bold. We use the spell name and then end the bold at, and then we choose the target, which is the acting character's target, which should be a teammate. That's all. That's all. That's all. Oh, no, no, no. Never mind. I found it. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. We found it. We found it. We found it, chat. We found it. Holy shit. I actually found it. It was right here the whole time. I didn't put a bold around here. I bet that's it right there. Wow. Wow. Here it comes, chat. No, I feel like an idiot. This has literally been a bug for over a year in all my prototyping and development. Don't forget, I started developing this game in 2024. Granted, I have a full-time job, and we do XCOM streams and all sorts of other stuff, so my time is severely limited. Hello? Enemy encounters? Hello? Enemy encounters. Any enemy encounters? Any enemy encounters, or am I just this lucky? There we go. Act, skill, Iyashi. Okay, let's see it happen. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. There it is. Fixed. Take it all day, chat. All day. Sometimes it's just that easy. I just forgot to bold it. I did. Set them all on fire, I guess. Or lightning, I should say. And then these are all my spells are just particle systems. Which I really like. I just use little squares. There you go. So, I'm going to show you guys the game from start to finish. I usually like to do that anyway. Let's kill the Pokemon music. Let me get into my notepad real quick. We have now fixed the font issue. That is 7 bugs killed today. We killed typos during cutscene. We have checked the erase cycles in a cutscene that we're going to see here in a second. We have fixed when pressing out of our spell menu in the middle of a battle, it doesn't reset things properly. We have fixed that when your growth points are set, or when your growth points hit the next tier to unlock a skill, they would not unlock the skill until the next battle. That's been fixed. You used to be able to target the 4th character slot, which no longer, or would not no longer, but does not exist yet. That has been fixed. When certain spells are used, the font gets distorted. We just fixed that one. And then we also fixed the typo. The extra things that we have added, the new things, is we have added the rat, but it uses AI-generated art that I edited and customized. So I'll need to make art at some point for that. And then we added a new sound when you try to do an action that cannot be performed. So let's go ahead and do a quick run through of the game. And by quick, this is going to be a minute. Grab popcorn. There's a lot of content for Chapter 1 already. Okay. Oh, I ran the wrong one. My bad. We got to start at the title screen. Title screen. All right. Let's send it. And the music is mine as well. Oh. Stretch, chat. Sorry, my back hurts. I work IT all day long, so yeah, you can see why my back hurts. Holy Ditherine, I love Ditherine. You'll never change my mind on Ditherine. Alright. Alright, rock and roll. I'm not going to voice everything for you, chat. I'm sorry. That's a shader, by the way, that does that fade in and fade out. That was a fun shader to make. It's just a pixel recolor, per pixel recolor kind of a thing. Keeps the 4 colors in line. Oh yeah, and we also fixed the ocean a little bit today too. Or the beach, I should say. It looks a little bit better than it used to. This right here, using just a particle engine to simulate waves. Okay, I need to add a falling over segment to that. It's in my notes. So technically, your main character that you play as is now fallen over and has fainted or passed out. I haven't visually represented that yet, so I need to add that. And here's one of our driving characters of the game. Again, this is all music I made. I've only made 2 songs so far. I'm a one-man show. That's a shader as well that's going on back there. So that shader is twisting and contorting everything, and it looks very clean if we were to be in Godot, but since we're doing pixel perfect mode, it gives it a really cool retro effect, and I love that retro effect of like sine wave movement. Because that's all it is, it's just a sine wave applied as a shader. Then we have to add some more flare here as well at the end. So that's some more to-do stuff. I need to fix the shader there. So just some stuff to fix in that cutscene, and then that'll be wrapped up. After a few hours, Gramps pulls into the parking lot near the public park trail. And now this simplifies that we can do movement. Yay! You notice there's no menus. Ooh! This is where I need to add overworld music of some kind. I don't have any yet. I'm sorry that it doesn't have any cool sound or music yet, but you can talk to everybody. Temples, gods, who knows? I'm here because I am a lazy adult that doesn't want to be at work today. True that. So I just tell my boss I'm taking a religious day off work. Heh, what a sucker. You guys like that? Obviously, Earthbound is a very heavy inspiration. Earthbound, Shin Megami Tensei, the old games, hence the whole first-person battle system. I guess technically Earthbound's kind of like that too. Final Fantasy VI with its Esper system is how I did the progression system in this game with their stats. Also, her boyfriend sucks. He likes onions. All of this, I tiled all this out. Again, this is all Godot. Took Toby on a walk to the temple last week. I was supposed to pray for my grades to improve. Honestly, though, I should put ended up praying. That's another typo. I ended up praying. Okay, so let me add that. Typo. Little girl says I ended praying should be ended up praying. Don't you see what happens when you get to test your own game as a one-man show, chat? So she wanted candy. You can also talk to the dog. Look, kid, I'm a dog. I don't know nothing about anything except barking, eating, and sleeping. Oh, I forgot. Woof, woof. Okay. Again, you can walk all over here. That is a bug. Great. This is why we do things, chat. There's a rock that you can walk through. Great. That was one of my favorite cars to make. Japanese 280Z police interceptor. That's actually a real thing that they had in Japan. That was fun to make that artwork. Okay, the cop doesn't like his job. We get it. So we're here to see. Our goal is to go find Grandma. Knock, knock. There is no answer. Grandma must be at the temple. All right, great. So let's go to the temple. Also, that character that follows you, the way I program that is you just leave nodes behind, and then that node carries information of what direction that you were facing, and then it just changes the follower sprite. So you get this old school following thing. That's how I ended up doing that. All right, and then we can go into the forest. Lots of stuff happening in the outputs. There's more stuff here. Woof woof. I'm looking for a cat. Do you know where it is? You know, don't you? You know, 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 you know. Crazy dog. Okay. And then there's a cat. I've been watching that dog over there for quite some time. I am tempted to see if he needs a friend. Unfortunately, I need a long cat nap before I can decide. Hopefully the dialogue's not too cringe. I'm trying to be whimsical with stuff. And there's Grandma. Awesome. Grandma! So we need music for this scene as well. Long trip. Also, something of interest, if you press spacebar, it turns on turbo mode. And we can just blast right through this. So here's where you kind of find out that you're being called Nichan, which is a word usually for brother in Japan, but your cousin is using it. So you get a little bit of foreknowledge here that there's something going on. Not anything bad. Don't take it bad, but something is definitely missing. Spoiler alert. And the whole crux of the game, Soul Seeker, is you might be looking for something and you don't initially know what it is, but you're going to find out throughout the game. You're going to get different parts of a soul and bring it together. So we have our third character introduced. Hikari. Great. So this is where we learn Hikari is kind of older than yourself and your cousin. She tries to be more mature. Hopefully I convey that through her dialogue. Probably not, because I'm an idiot, but that's fine. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Chat, I ate 8 slices of pizza for lunch and two cheesy breadsticks. I'm a fat piece of shit. Anyway. That shouldn't be happening. So that's another bug. Let me put that in there. After temple with grandma, seagull sounds happen. Okay. This is why I do this every time in the stream. We do a full playthrough. I try to find the bugs. So this is my bedroom or your main character's bedroom. You can see we got the Famicom chilling there. You know how, I don't know if you guys were like me. I went to my grandparents' place as a kid. They didn't have the latest game system, and we didn't care. They had Nintendo and Super Nintendo when PlayStation and N64 were already out in the late 90s. We still had fun. Again, we're still in my own custom dialogue system here. Lots of stuff that can happen. Yui heard weird voices. She's trying to find Grandma and Grandpa, but we can't get into the room. So something bad is happening here. Do I not hear anything? Maybe it's just a bad dream. I don't think it was just a dream. When I was walking down the hallway, the wall started to twist. The door to the big bedroom is completely wavy. It's scary. I couldn't get close. Also, we're playing as the silent protagonist. I love the silent protagonist. It lets you... I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like the silent protagonist allows you to immerse in a game better. Okay, so we have control here. Notice stuff over there is acting all wavy. So Hikari has already seen something like this at the temple before. We have it over here. We can't get to the main bedroom. So I should probably add dialogue here, where if we try to press enter on this door, Yui's all like, hey, that's my bedroom. You can't go in there. I could probably add that in there. So I'm going to go to my notes. Add dialogue when attempting to enter Yui's room. Okay, there we go. And as you can see, we can flip dialogue based on your position. I added that as well. And now we are back out here. If you try to go to the right, oh, something's here. What is this? Why is there a road here? It looks all twisted, just like the inside of the house. I don't like this. Oh, did I have? Oh, I do have typos. You're right. Typos. Highway dialogue has niche and typos, as well as house. Okay, we're adding that to the bugs and other things to fix. Thank you for that. So now there's only one place we can go. I don't think we can go back inside, right? Knock, knock, knock. There's no answer. Oh, there's another fix. Change dialogue when trying to return to the house or make the house distorted. Okay, so that's added in as well. Okay, more stuff to fix for chapter 1. It's fine. Again, sorry I don't have music. I need to make music. We need like eerie music. Maybe we can just add wind because a storm is kind of trying to go on. So I could add so we could get add storm-like ambience as well as leaves particles, question mark, just for that section. And then check this out. Going in the forest. Uh-oh. And then everything gets distorted. Boo. Again, I haven't really wasted any time here. And then we're back to this guy. The word. Now we have a name for this guy. If you know the Bible, you know why this guy's calling himself the Word. Not saying he is what the Word is. He thinks he is. We'll put it that way. Spoilers. And then he kind of tells us why things are going to start to appear and why we're going to end up getting into battles. It gives you a logical reason. Well, logical. It gives you a defined reason why random battles are going to happen. And then our Wonder Gear Pocket. Remember the beginning of the game when we had that weird-looking handheld device? The Wonder Gear Pocket. A.K.A. the WonderSwan Game Gear Game Boy Pocket all combined into one thing. And there you go. He has now turned it on, and we have our menu. Plot device, chat. Then he's going to give us our first souls. Kelpie, Raiju, Salamander. Here I play with the gamer a little bit that's playing the game. When I was a kid playing these kinds of games, well, not exactly this kind of game, but when I was a kid playing JRPGs, you had the instruction manual. That was it. There was no, I mean, there was internet, but it was like BBS. I didn't have access to BBS. So you had to just figure shit out. Not saying I'm going to go 100% that route. So we're going to get Salamander growth on our main character. You have to equip the soul in order to gain growth points and EXP. So if you have a character at some point in the game and you don't want them to gain any EXP, just unequip their soul. And in this case, you can see that there's stats here on the left. When you gain a level, that is what you will 100% get. So Yui will get a +1 to her endurance, and then she'll also get high HP growth and MP growth, very low MP growth. And then the soul itself contributes to her stats by adding power, which is physical damage, magic, defense, and res, which is resistance, magic resistance. Okay, and then you can also, we don't have any items yet. You can look at your souls if you want to know like their details. One day I'll rename this category so it's not called "You Learn These Idiot," or we could just leave it in as a joke. Salamander, you learn these idiot. So fire alpha, fire beta, and then Raiju, lightning. So we have fire, water, lightning. I don't have any MP caps yet, so if you want to blast through the game, you just cast lightning on everybody and just melt everything. Again, these are particle systems. Even the lightning strikes are particle systems shaped to the form of a sprite, which is really cool. And then it just hits everything. The monsters have all been defeated. We get a victory screen. Cool. We have a saving system. You may now use the file tab on your Pocket device. Well, let's go ahead and save. Another thing you can do, and I need to work on it, is screen size. No. So you can actually change your screen size here. But we don't need to do that. If we're to put it at 1x, oh, it's going to get real tiny. It'll literally go to 240 by 144. It's like a Game Boy HD. So this is our first dungeon, nothing serious. There's only 3 types of enemies. Rats, the sheets, which is my art, and the mad maggots, which is also my art. The rats are the only thing that's still using, well, we just made it today. It's just using stable diffusion, and then I just edited it. So I'll have to make art for the rats. Because we obviously don't want to keep the AI art. Monsters have all been defeated. Boop. Let's see where we're at with our skills. Hickory still needs 4 growth points. So we need another 1 or 2 battles. And then everybody should learn their first thing. I'm going to add into my extended things here in my notepad. Add pop-ups for when skills are learned. There you go. Oh, look, we try to go to the right. We can't go there. Oh, man, we had a lot of shit pop up there. And then here's your other enemy of the zone. Again, we're just going to blast through these. It's mad maggots. This was fun to make. I actually made circles and just kept making circles and try to give it a 3D look. Like when you make a 3D cube and you do 2 squares and then you join the corners. That's basically how I made Mad Maggot, but I just did it with circles and it was really fun to make that art. There you go. Let's see, 2 growth points. We're still at 3 or 4. Hang on. 2 growth points. Okay. Again, this is a shader that's doing this wave. And then since the game is in pixel perfect mode, it just has a really cool retro effect like that. No subpixel movement. We're just going to have everybody attack here. We should be fine doing this. Look at the indicator at the bottom. That's your tell of who you're attacking, by the way. So now he's at less than 50% health. That's what that face means. He went from smiling to now he's like, kind of a face. And then when he dies, he's going to have a sad face. Or when he's below, I think it's 20% health, I made it have the frowny face. And then you get X'd out. We still need 1 more battle for growth points. Again, this is still first dungeon. I'll probably lower the EXP needed. 125 does feel like a lot early game. I don't really know how much players are going to want to grind. Again, that's going to be, you know, people play testing outside of myself play testing. I like the grinding games, so it doesn't bother me. So now we're going to have our growth points, which will give us increase on skills finally. So if we go to our skills, Hickory has 1 skill. It is not equipped yet. We will equip that skill. And then we got to go to Yui, skills, equipped. There you go. So now everybody has at least a tier 1 spell. Well, tier alpha, since I used the Greek letter alpha. Let me just follow the bricks. We don't really need to fight anything here. I have to rebalance everything, so stuff should get more difficult to fight. The boss is going to be pretty easy. I need to rebalance all of that as well. So now we're back at the temple where we originally met Grandma and Hickory, and now something's wrong. The temple is all, you know, screwed up. Holes in the walls. It's doing the wavy animation thing. So something bad is obviously happening here. And there's my cool animation for a teleporter. We're almost done with the content that's in the game. That's why I'm saying I want to get all these bugs wrapped up because we're like this close to making something that I can release to the public. Very, very close. At least for a demo chapter. Prototype chapter, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of dialogue, I get it. Some people won't like the amount of dialogue. That's why I added where you press spacebar like this, and it goes into turbo mode. Okay. And then we get our first battle. Notice the background's different. That's a shader working on the background too. I thought that was pretty cool. So in this case, we can just go through this real quick. So we have fire, water, and lightning. We might kill her in the first turn. Her health pool is not very high, and she doesn't really have any magic resistance anyway. So here comes the fireball. Easy. And then water bubble. And then lightning, which picture it coming out of your hands. That's how I pictured it when I made it. There you go. So yeah, I'll have to rebalance the bosses or rebalance skills. It doesn't matter, one way or the other. So there's your first boss battle, and then whoop! Everybody's leveling up. Notice that their HP ticked up. So I followed the Earthbound formula. When you increase your health and lose health, it ticks up and ticks down. It's not instantaneous. That'll allow you to, heal your friendly units before they actually die or KO. You know what I mean? I think this is all fine here. I didn't recognize any typos here. We already fixed the typo. It won't even matter in the end. Goes to convening the mission. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Orders were to capture his soul. Don't need to know the reasons. I'll warn you this, there will be more to come. What are we already on? I think we're on like a half hour already of the game, right? Half hour-ish? And I'm also explaining. So I guess if you know what you're doing, you can kind of speed run. She gets teleported back away. And then instead of staying still, we start to get some movement. Okay. They're looking for the soul. Uh-huh. We're going to speed this up a little bit. And then we fall over. Uh-oh, something's wrong. And then Hickory falls over. And then Yui falls over. And there you go. That is all of the content at this time. This is where we would fade out and go... I haven't decided yet. Basically, that's the end of Chapter 1. I have not decided yet if I want us to wake up at the original temple, and Grandma finds us in the morning, or if we just suddenly appear at home and Grandma brings up a thing like, what were you kids doing at the temple? I found you all asleep and brought you home. which grandparents would do that kind of thing. I mean, you're young kids, so it's not like you're heavy or anything. Grandma and grandpa could bring you back home kind of a thing. I haven't decided yet, but that's where we are at. So yay, GG's. There's bugs to fix. We need to fix typos. Temple Seagull sounds are happening. There's some typos in the highway dialogue. We need to add dialogue when we're trying to go back into the house. Item system needs to be incorporated. I have the item menu working. I haven't shown you guys, but the item menu itself works. I don't have using item works. So if we were to fill up our inventory with items, it'll actually populate correctly, and you can go through the whole item menu correctly. You just can't use anything yet. Talking to enemies does not work yet, and you also cannot run yet either. So items, running, and talking are 3 pretty big things. Rebalance. We need to balance the first boss. That's a big thing to work on. Other than that, I hope you guys like the direction that is going in. It's the first of 3 games that I'm working on. So there are definitely going to be more games. This one is Soul Seeker Story 98, which obviously takes place in 1998. And then the next one is going to be regular Soul Seeker Story Regress, which takes place in like 2004 or 5. And then the last game is Soul Seeker Story 88, which takes place in 1988. And that one, each game is a little different. So like the game we're playing now is Overhead with first-person battles, very Earthbound-like. The second game is literally, some of you have seen it. It was done in Unity. I prototyped it. It's literally like Persona 3. I have a randomized dungeon generator. We have a battle system. We have spells. We have all that shit. It's just a prototype I made real quick and put off to the side. It was actually the first one I made out of all of this. We have a full menu system, all that stuff. And then, but I don't know if I want to keep it in Unity. Unity is being really effed lately, and they just made an announcement that they're going all in on vibe coding. And now you can literally just tell an AI prompt what to do, and it'll make code for you. I shit you not. You can go Google that. And their stock immediately dumped. Anyway, and then the final game is a straight up old school, late 80s, early 90s style, just everything's first person dungeon crawler. Even when you're in the city, it's still first person style, and you walk kind of tile by tile, which I really like that kind of game. So, yeah, that is, I think, a good stopping point. We've almost streamed for 3.5 hours. That's a pretty good length of time for Creative Works Wednesday. Tomorrow is my day off. I always take Thursdays off, so we don't worry about that. Friday is XCOM Files, which is a full mod of XCOM. We're going to be doing some looter runs and then pushing our XCOM Files playthrough, which has you guys as soldiers in there and all that good stuff. Thank you for the raid today, Stygian 1, and Braun, thank you for the follow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the beginning of the stream where I was messing with my Windows 98 laptop and running it through my capture card. I might get together some shareware discs, and I really want to bring back a segment called Shareware Saturday, where for like an hour, maybe 2 hours tops, we just play old shareware games. Well, I do. You guys watch and make fun of me and make fun of the games or whatever. It's all good anyway. I was doing it with a VirtualBox before, but now that we have the 98 machine running, we can run DOS and other Windows games pretty effectively from that era. So on that note, we don't really have anybody to raid, so I appreciate you guys all hanging out tonight. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go get a bite to eat because I haven't eaten in 8 hours now. And, yeah, you guys enjoy your evening. Thanks again for hanging out and spending time with me. Thank you for helping me find the bugs in my game. And I hope you guys had a pleasant evening, and I will see you cool cats again on Friday. Later, everybody. Bye, YouTube.